Investors, I'm back to deliver through on more ex-dividend dates, given there are just plenty of stocks with their ex-dividend dates coming up on the calendar this week. Now, what is an ex-dividend date? It's the day before the record date when a company checks the records to identify shareholders of the company. But listen closely, because if you as an investor fail to purchase a stock before that ex-dividend date, you're simply out of luck and won't receive the next dividend payment. Now, if you're new here, I'm Ari, a value and dividend investor on YouTube, here with a mission to keep you updated with economic insights and stock ideas, as well as all the information that you're going to need to reap more success as a dividend investor. As for today, I want to run through 10 popular dividend stocks with their ex-dividend dates coming up on the calendar next week, so you can just continue to collect on all of the dividends and enjoy the passive income. With that said, let's dive right in. So to kick us off right into the week, on Monday, May 22nd, we have one of my favorite dividend stocks, Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol J&J, which if you're a real dividend investor, you probably already know J&J is just a given, as it's a leading healthcare investment across multiple segments, from pharmaceuticals to medical devices. As of this video, Johnson & Johnson has a current share price of $160.78 with a current annual dividend yield of 2.81%. That results in a dividend amount of $1.19 per share with a payout date scheduled for June 6th. Now, in addition to J&J, we also have Gladstone Commercial, ticker symbol GOOD, with its ex-dividend day on Monday as well. Now, Gladstone Commercial is a real estate investment trust engaged in the acquisition, investment, and ownership of net leased industrial, commercial, and retail properties. As of this video, Gladstone Commercial has a current share price of $11.26 with a current annual dividend yield of 12.68%, resulting in a dividend amount of 10 cents per share with a payout date scheduled for May 31st. And closing out our Monday, we also have LTC Properties, ticker symbol LTC, which is also a real estate investment trust engaged in managing senior housing and healthcare properties, which has proven to be a very lucrative business model considering no one here is getting any younger. Now, regardless, as of today, LTC Properties has a current share price of $33.66 with a current annual dividend yield of 6.73%, resulting in a dividend amount of 19 cents per share with a payout date scheduled for May 31st. Now, before we move into Tuesday, I want to ask for your help in growing this channel by tapping on that thumbs up button, as it helps me with the YT algorithm. And moreover, if you want more weekly dividend content to drive profits in 2023, join me by subscribing to this channel. Now, where were we? Yes, Tuesday, May 23rd. It's the ex-dividend date for Amcor, ticker symbol AMCR, which is a holding company engaged in the provision of consumer packaging and operating through the flexible and rigid packaging segments. As of this video, Amcor has a current share price of $10.30 with an annual dividend yield of 4.68%, ultimately resulting in a dividend amount of 12 cents per share with a payout date scheduled for June 20th. Jumping into Wednesday, May 24th, it's the ex-dividend day for Discover Financial Services, ticker symbol DFS, which is a direct banking and payment services company operating through direct banking and payment services. And as of this video, Discover is trading for a current share price of $95.23 with an annual dividend yield of 2.5%, resulting in a dividend amount of 70 cents per share with a payout date scheduled for June 8th. Now, Wednesday is also the ex-dividend day for Robert Half, ticker symbol RHI, which is engaged in the provision of staffing and risk consulting services, yet operating primarily on placement staffing services. And today, Robert Half could be yours for just $67.08 with a current annual dividend yield of 2.63%, resulting in a dividend amount of 48 cents per share with the payout date scheduled for June 15th. Moving into Thursday, May 25th, International Paper, ticker symbol IP, has its ex-dividend day, which manufactures paper and packaging products, whether it's the industrial packaging, fibers, or printing papers. International Paper is manufacturing it all. Now, as of this video, International Paper is currently trading for a share price of $31.76 with a current annual dividend yield of 5.84%, resulting in a dividend amount of 46 cents per share with that payout date scheduled for June 15th. And finally, to close out the week on Friday, May 26th, we have Aegon, ticker symbol AEG, which is engaged in insurance, pension, and asset management services operating on a global scale, to which Aegon is currently trading for $4.33 per share with a current annual dividend yield of 4.02%. That results in a dividend amount of 11 cents per share with a payout date scheduled for June 29th. And in addition to Aegeon, we also have KeyCorp, ticker symbol KEY, with its ex-dividend day on Friday as well. Now, KeyCorp is a banking holding company operating through the consumer banking segments by way of offering deposit and investment products. Now, as of today, KeyCorp has a current share price of $8.99 with a current annual dividend yield of 8.8%, resulting in a dividend amount of 20 cents per share with a payout date scheduled for June 15th. And finally, closing out our Friday, we have Tractor Supply, ticker symbol TSCO, with its ex-dividend day. Now, perhaps it's a given, but Tractor Supply provides farm and ranch products to recreational farmers and ranchers, as well as tradesmen and small businesses. Today, Tractor Supply is trading for $239.92 per share with a current annual dividend yield of 1.57%, resulting in a payout of 92 cents on June 8th. And there you have it, the 10 popular dividend stocks with their ex-dividend dates coming up on the calendar, meaning if you want to collect a paycheck from any of them, the time is right now to invest. But please remember that none of these stocks were shared today as an actual recommendation to buy them, but simply to inform you of the ex-dividend dates so you can continue to collect on all of the cash flow. Now, with that said, if you are invested in or about to invest in any of these stocks, let me know by dropping a comment down below. Now, also remember that if you found any value in today's video whatsoever, let me know by tapping on that thumbs up button. It helps me out tremendously in growing this channel and getting the word out there. And also, if you're looking for more content like this or dividend stock ideas, subscribe to the channel as well. And with that said, I will see you all in the next video.